Good evening. I would like to relate to you a story I heard about Mr. Mark Twain. I was in Twain Fest in Old Town San Diego, and I heard this story a few years ago. Now, Mr. Twain lived until the early part of the century. And according to the story, he was one of the first ones to have a telephone and the first one to have a security system. Now, according to the story, he hated the telephone because it always rang at the wrong time. And his security system had a problem because there was a window that always came open, and it would wake him up in the middle of the night, and he couldn't figure out what was going on. And it frustrated him. Well, the mystery was solved one day when he found that his maid's boyfriend was sneaking in through the window at night. And Mr. Twain called her aside and said, "Mary, you tell your boyfriend he doesn't have to sneak in the house. He doesn't have to sneak in that window. You can come up through the front door, and I'll get some sleep, and I won't have to worry about that security system anymore." So that's what happened. Well, things went along well for a while. And one day, Mary came to Mr. Twain and said, "Mr. Twain, I have a little bit of a problem." He said, "What's that?" And she said, "Well, I am with child. And my boyfriend, Jim, wants to run away. He says he wants to leave. And I don't think he really wants to leave. I think he's just scary. I think he's just nervous. Would you talk to him, kind of give him a little wisdom?" Mr. Twain goes, "Well, of course I will. Send him to my office this evening, and we'll have a nice chat." So Mr. Twain went out in the meantime, and he got a minister, and he got a marshal, and he escorted them to his house and put them in different rooms. And when the young man came to see him that evening, he invited him into the office, and he set his pocket watch on the table and locked the door. And he told the young man, he goes, "Now, Jim, I understand that you and Mary are going to have a child. And she says you think you're afraid and you want to run away. Now, you seem like a nice character, and I don't think you really want to do it. I think you're just afraid." He said, "So my advice to you is to marry Mary. We love her, and she's almost part of our family, and we'll help you all we can. And I think you should marry her. And I have a minister here that can do that. But I also have a marshal. I can marry you, or I can also have you arrested for breaking into my house." Now, that's a long sentence. So make up your mind. So the young man hemmed and hawed a little bit, and Mr. Twain said, "You got 5 minutes left." So the young man said, okay, so they got married. Well, I don't know if you know about Mr. Twain. He went into some financial problems, and he had to take a tour of the world to regain some of his finances. And so he was gone from the United States for a brief time. And when he came back, he was walking through the town, and he saw this fellow over here with a wagon. He was doing some business, and the young fellow looked at him and ran over to him and said, "Mr. Twain, do you remember me?" And he goes, "Well, you do look sort of familiar." He goes, "I'm Jim. I'm the one that was got married to Mary, and you encouraged us to get married, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me, and I'm thankful that you did that and didn't let me run away." And so they had a conversation, and Mr. Twain says, "Well, it looks like you're doing well." He goes, "Yeah, we have a business, and things are going well for us." And Mr. Twain said, "Well, that's good." So he said, "And so, Jim, what of your child?" And Jim said, "Mr. Twain, there never was a child." Good evening.